Welcome back to my channel, guys. Today this video is about Chelsea. To be honest, I'm not a Chelsea fan, but the job they have done with the transfer market is just very decent, and I really want to talk about it. So yeah, there will be two things I'll be talking about. First one is my own preference toward Chelsea recent signings, and the second part will be about, do I think Chelsea do have a team to win Premier League this season or the next season, or what they still have to do. So one of the first signing for this season for Chelsea was Timo Werner. As we all know that he performed really well in Bundesliga. He was wrapping up goals. He scored 28 goals, 8 assists in 34 games. So I think it is a really good stats for a player who is just 24-year-old. So we all know that Chelsea like to play some attacking football. As him, your central striker, I think is really going to give you goals, because we all know that Chelsea already plays some really good football. A finisher like Timo Werner is really going to benefit Chelsea. So I'm pretty sure that they will score a lot of goals this season. Maybe they'll go close to Manchester City in terms of scoring goals, as we all know that Manchester City loves scoring goals, and they've been scoring 100 goals in the past few seasons, I think. I don't remember the exact number, but I do remember, I think last 2 seasons they did that. So I think as I said, Timo Werner type of a finisher is really going to help your team. So I won't be surprised if Chelsea really go close to Manchester City in terms of scoring goals. And I think this is a very good signing, and with 44 million pounds, I think it's really cheap. So yeah, I think Chelsea were lucky enough to have him with this type of price, as we all know that these days, even a emerging youngster, he can cost around 100 million pounds. So yeah. The second player I'll talk about is Hakim Ziyech. We all know that he is one of the most underrated player in the world. If you look at his stats this season, he started 21 games, scored 6 goals, 12 assists in Netherlands League. Last season, if you look at his performance, he started 29 games, scored 16 goals, 13 assists. So basically, in terms of average, every one game he was either scoring goal or providing assist. And if you look at his Champions League performance last season, 10 games he started, 3 goals, 6 assists. So I can tell that he's going to provide a lot of assists to Timo Werner. We all know that Willian left the club, so it was kind of a huge blow for Chelsea, as we all know that how Willian was performing, especially in the back end of the season. He was really performing well. He was really telling Chelsea to extend the contract by 3 years, but they of course didn't. So I think Hakim Ziyech is also a good player, and he's a good replacement. I think he might take a little bit of time to settle down. I think a month or two, but once if he gets settled, I think he's gonna really be a really good player. I think he will really provide a lot of assists to Timo Werner. So I think this is a very good signing once again, and it's a perfect replacement for Willian, and another really good signing from Chelsea. The next signing I'll talk about is Ben Chilwell for Chelsea. Unfortunately, he's injured at the moment, but he is a great defender. He did perform well for Leicester City. In all honesty, I don't think he will start a lot of games because of Marcos Alonso, as they both are left back. So I think he will be mostly in the bench, or sometimes he'll start. So therefore, I think Chelsea should have signed a right back instead of a left back. So generally, it is a good signing, as we all know that Chelsea defensively they are struggling. They are conceding a lot of goals. So this is a good signing for them, and I hope he do get a lot of starts. And I won't be surprised if Lampard do experiment with him and put him as a CB center back. So yeah, let's see how will he perform next season. The last Chelsea big signing I'll talk about is Thiago Silva. In all honesty, there's not much to talk about Thiago Silva, as we all know that he's just here for 1 year and his age is already 36. So I think the reason why Chelsea signed him is just to transform his experience to the young players. I think if he does that, that is really going to help Chelsea. As Chelsea's biggest problem is their defense. If Thiago Silva do help them,
they are really gonna be a good team in coming years. So even this year, I think they'll perform well. The first half of the season, we'll see Thiago Silva more than often. The second half of the season, I don't think we'll really see him. He will mostly be in the bench, as we all know that 1 year contract is not a good thing for your team. Like you mostly just use him in the first half of the season. You won't really use him in the second half of the season. So yeah, I think that is really gonna help happen to Thiago Silva, but I think he's generally a really good signing. He will really help Chelsea defensively, and I hope Chelsea defender will learn from Thiago Silva a lot, and they can perform well in the coming seasons. So the last thing I'll talk about is that do Chelsea have the team to win Premier League this season or next season? In all honesty, I am actually planning to put them second in my prediction list for the Premier League. The thing is that they made really good signings. So I think they do have a squad to win Premier League. But the thing is that will they perform or no? The biggest problem at the back end of the inning was Kappa. Chelsea were like planning to just throw him away from Chelsea and bring in Oblak and stuff like that. But the thing is that at the moment, I don't think that that's happening because I don't see any rumors toward this. So I don't think that's happening, and I think Lampard is giving Oblak Kappa another chance. So I think that will be interesting because Lampard might think Kepa didn't perform. It was because of Chelsea defense, and now he brought in some really good defenders like Chinwell, Thiago Silva. So I think that might actually help Kepa do perform well. And I think if defensively they concede last goal next season, maybe around 10, 15 last goals, I think they will go really close to the champions or the second spot. I think for sure they'll finish top three because if you look at their midfield and the strikers, and forget about everyone, just think about Timo Werner. He's a really good finisher. If Chelsea do create good chances to him, he will for sure score a lot of goals for them. And I think many things will be depending on Chelsea defense and Timo Werner form. If Timo Werner do perform, if we do score goals, Chelsea will be a really good team next season. And if the defense also perform well, the goalkeeper don't do silly mistakes, I won't be surprised if they really go close to the champions this season and maybe they win. I think they do have enough to win the Premier League, like this squad. But the thing is that they might just need some time to adjust themselves and stuff like that. If they don't need any time to adjust, especially Hakim Ziyech, I think Chelsea will be a great threat in Premier League. If they adjust this year, they are going to be a great threat this year. We will really have to see how Manchester City and Liverpool perform, as I think these two sides are going to be the main danger to win Premier League this season. But the thing is, Liverpool form is not really convincing. Manchester City, if you look at their last season performance, I think that was terrible. They finished way off from Liverpool. So I think if you look at last year Manchester City and the back end of the season, Liverpool, the one they perform in the back end of the season, I think Chelsea will be a great player to win Premier League this season also. But in all honesty, we'll really have to see how they perform. But in my prediction list for my video, I might put them second or third. I haven't really confirmed yet, but I'll make that video in a day or two, and I'll have to make a confirmation, as we all know that Premier League is right on the corner. So yeah, guys, that's it. So tell me down in the comment section what do you guys think of this video, and what do you think of Chelsea, and please give a big thumbs up and subscribe to my channel.